Have you ever had a day where you're like, yo, I kind of want to go to London today? London, back.
Yo, that's a funny story, you know. We were sitting like this.
Who was the most physical guy that you ever faced? Because there's always one guy that you say, yeah, this guy's.
So it was definitely Ibrahimovic.
Oh my gosh.
What did Banyana do right though?
Footballing fraternity in South Africa should actually feel embarrassed.
But how's rugby getting it right?
Aguero. Atletico Madrid, we're playing them away Champions League. 3 times it happened. They give him the ball. He turns with me. I couldn't understand. I said to myself, Bryce, what are you doing? Why are you? It's like I'm a magnet stuck to him. That's just he just got a way of. He's strong. He's like this. Turns. You can't come close. And
I see you and Benny are still very tight. Have you guys been in contact now that he's at Manchester United?
just to obviously visit Benny in London. So Benny's big in England. He's not even not only in England, in Europe.
Yeah,
I mean, he's big. He can pick up the phone and phone José Mourinho. They friends. He comes to training and he'll for fun tell you, listen, you and you keep your legs closed today because in training I'm gonna put it through your legs. And
True as Bob.
The man goes into the training field and those 3 players, we're complicating football too much in South Africa. 2 weeks ago, you were in Cape Town in the changing room with Jacob Zuma.
Yeah. Attention. One time for the misfits. Through the doors open on the highway. I promise you don't want to miss this.
The Load Shed podcast. Why are you doing it?
He does that all the time.
I like doing it. Stop.
Yeah.
Former Bafana internationally capped player. UEFA Champions League debutant, age 22.
My.
For Panathinaikos. Playing against José Mourinho's Inter Milan.
My bubble.
The formidable... How do you say it? Nazuri. Eh? Is that right?
Yeah.
Bryce Moon. That's a big one.
The formidable Nazuri, what's that?
It's Jose Mourinho's team, Inter Milan.
Oh, yes.
They're called the Nazuri. Yes. The Azuri. Eh? No, the Azuri is the Ghanaians.
Yeah.
They're the Nazuri. And at that time, they were at the peak of football. Yeah. And a young South African boy said, come through, let's play some football. Man of the match performance.
Isn't there a picture there when you were with Zlatan?
Big man.
Yeah,
there is. Hit the crossbar twice.
Yeah,
Bryce.
It was an amazing game.
What was the highlight there?
Well, definitely being man of the match. That was the highlight.
Sure.
Yeah.
Massive.
A lot of other highlights came out of being there, but definitely being the man of the match and being recognized by José because that was our home game. And in the next game, in his pre-match interview, he was like, we got to watch Bryce Moon.
Ooh,
bro.
So, yeah, it was good to have left such an impact.
Bro, do you miss those days?
I do, definitely. Especially when you're watching. When you're watching, it's a lot harder than just socializing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lifestyle that anybody can dream of. Eh? It's an amazing lifestyle.
That's the best stadium. Sorry, I'm rolling here with the questions.
You're intrigued now.
What's your favorite stadium you played at, bro?
I played at a lot of stadiums, but I will say my home team, Panathinaikos Oaka Stadium, because of the vibe. I haven't experienced it in any other stadium. 95,000 people, only green.
Yes.
So that's
green,
and that's how it is in Greece with the 2 big clubs.
Yeah.
So if it's your home game, Olympiacos and Panathinaikos,
forget it.
You forget going in with the red t-shirt or any. If you're supporting that team, you will never be allowed in the stadium. So you're going with 95,000 people, smokers going. Sometimes they have to stop the games. I'm sure you've seen on
TV. With that,
they have to stop the game because the flames is too much on the field. Yes. Players can't see.
What an experience, Bruce.
So definitely that.
What was it like though? Now you get the transfer from South Africa, right? You're in South Africa for a while, and then your agent says, "Listen, I've got a European club that's playing Champions League."
Family goes.
What was it like? What was that moment like?
Well, so it was exciting, but I kind of had an idea. I was playing African Nations Cup for Bafana in Ghana. My roommate was Nassif Morris.
Yes.
He was playing at the club at the time. And that's basically how it started and how I got to go to Panathinaikos. Nassif was the captain at the time and he knew they were looking for a right back. So he phoned the director and he said, listen, we're playing AFCON. Watch our right back and see if you're interested, you know.
Through ball.
And they
Assist.
watched the AFCON. We did well. And after the game, actually after one game, he phoned to say, listen, after the cup, you must come on trial for a week. So that's how my move all started to go to Panathinaikos.
You know, when you guys say come on trial, I mean, it's different to obviously how kids go to trials now and all that stuff. And the trials period in football, I would assume is a different ball game when they say come on trial. What do you guys do? Like,
Well, at that level, when they're inviting you to a trial at a European club or what, they like 90% know that we're interested in this player.
Okay.
So it's basically for you just to come there, let them see a bit of your personality while you're there, see if you adapt to
coachable.
if you're coachable, those kind of things, you know. So when you go on trial, you're like 75-80% through the door already.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you just go, you play your normal football, because at that level it's normal, it's what you do every day, you know.
It's your job.
Yeah.
It's your job. It's a job.
However, I was young, I was 22 years old, and
you must have been famous.
so you get there, you're a little bit nervous and stuff like that. But lucky for me, I had a good development structure. I knew how to just stick to the basics and just express yourself.
Do you think that's like what's missing in terms of where we're at with our youngsters? I'm not seeing a lot of South African ballers going out overseas and actually, making that impact. Do you think that development part? I don't know. I'm just
most definitely.
It's an assumption I've got here.
It's a correct assumption to have, because it plays a big role in you as a player.
Yeah, we got talent.
You can't get to the age of 17 and start learning how to pass a ball and which side of a player to pass a ball, you know. That's why you'll always be miles behind the European clubs. Every club in Europe has a development structure. They take it serious. Those kids feel like they're playing professional football at their age.
Yeah.
And that's what you want a kid to feel.
And that's what's lacking in South Africa.
We had this conversation off camera saying
Yeah.
he was saying that the grassroots level is where we feel the most problems here in South Africa as a footballing nation. And
Definitely
it shows.
failing at that level.
But how do we fix that, bro?
Get the legends to get involved.
How do we fix that, legends?
Well, we need to get passionate people involved. Not people that are in it for the fame or the money or the pride that comes with it, you understand? You need to be, because in anything you do, you have to have a passion for it. I can pay you 10 million rand and I tell you, listen, come and clean my shit every day. You'll do it for the first 10 and then you'll be like, bro, I'm not meant to clean crap. You understand what I'm saying?
It's a dope tender.
Yo, don't tender.
So you have to be passionate about what you do.
100%.
And like I say, you have to have a goal. You have to have ambition. You have to have a plan. You can't go through life like, listen here, this is where we're at now. You have to set long-term, short-term goals, 5 years, 10 years, where you want to be.
But how's rugby getting it right? Because
Grassroots, bro.
So that's the thing. We reaching finals, we're doing World Cups, buggers are really playing proper. And it's the same South African skin person that is playing football. So how are they getting that grassroots level right versus, I don't know.
I think it's basically the
Football.
structure. You know, if you've got a structure that's been working for you for all these years, you stick to the structure and you keep going, keep riding it. Now in soccer, it's every different person that comes wants to implement his own philosophy and his way of thinking. You know, when you go all over the world, you hear about Dutch football, you hear about German football, you hear about English football, you hear about Brazilian football.
Spanish.
Now it's time that South Africa has a South African brand.
Exactly.
And the only way to have that brand is to, from grassroots level to the highest level in your country, is to work according to that brand
100%.
and build it from here. If you take a Dutch player from under 17 and you put him in a Dutch first team, he will not look like he's lost on the field because he
100%.
understands
Okay.
The system.
the system of what is
in
expected
him.
of me.
It's the system.
So I like what he said about creating our own brand of football, because I feel like as an African nation, we should be at the peak of Africa, South Africa. You know what I mean? Like with our rugby and stuff like that, our economy is doing well. Our football team should be the African team to watch out when you're playing in the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? And we've lacked that for a long time. I think the last time we were ever there was with Benny and Lucas and the boys when they were there. That
Mark
time,
Fish.
Yeah.
Andre Aronson and the boys. You played with that was your
most
class.
of them, eh? Well, they were coming to the end. They were about 30 when I now started playing with them. So they were in the peak of their careers, and I was the lighty coming in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just great memories, great people to also to do your apprenticeship under, should I say, you know?
Yes.
Those were players they were passionate, they were successful. And even in that batch of players, the Benny McCarthy's, the Mark Fish, the Delron Buckley, you can, there's maybe 30, 40 of them that actually went to Europe. Now, you can count on your hand how many of our players are going to Europe.
Exactly.
So I'm very grateful to have done my apprenticeship, as to say, under those players, you know, and become my friends now, and you know, just
I see
with
you
them.
and Benny are still very tight.
Yeah, we're still good friends. We
How's
chat,
his
yeah.
journey been now? Have you guys been in contact now that he's at Manchester United?
Yeah, no. Penny is the type of person that he knows what he wants. He knows his worth as well. That's why he obviously left Amazulu. And he also got a goal. He's played most of his life in Europe. So they know how things work, how things should be, and what I want out of it, you know. When I used to play in Greece, I used to obviously visit Penny in London all the time. And he's a big player. He was at one season the second top goal scorer in the English Premiership.
Yeah. Was that at Blackburn, eh?
Yeah. So Benny's big in England. He's not only in England, in Europe.
Yeah,
I mean, he's big. He can pick up the phone and phone Jose Mourinho. They friends. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, it didn't come as a wow, Benny. You understand? I always knew that he's gonna go back there. He just came. What he actually did was he wanted to give back to his country first. He could have got a job in Europe easily. As soon as he got his UEFA licenses,
His badges, yeah.
he could have got a job in Europe easily. But he chose to come home to,
He did well with Amazulu.
To feed back.
you
eh?
understand, to give back and to try and build. And I think maybe he got a bit doubtful when he saw that it's going to be hard for one man or 2-3 people to change a whole structure. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he decided, you know what?
It's time.
It's time to go back, you know.
Wow.
And he's got property there, he's got family there, he's got everything, he's got a whole life there, you know. So yeah.
I read a very interesting article about Benny as the striker coach of Man United. So Ten Hag, the current coach, had obviously had a few people in mind for filling that position.
Yeah.
And when Benny got there, it was in the Daily Mail. Benny said to Benny, listen, here's everything you need, run the practice.
Yeah.
And apparently Benny just started going in Portuguese, speaking to the guys
In
and chatting.
Portuguese?
Ronaldo was there at the time when Benny just got there. Bruno was there, you know, Garnacho, Martinez, all the Portuguese speaking players. And Benny just led the session like that. And that's
Well,
when
he
they
also
were like,
played in
and he played
in
in
Spain.
Portugal. Yeah.
So
And he just dominated it.
yeah, he's got that about him, you know, and he, like I say, he knows his worth and he can go into any place and just
Yeah. And he was a formidable player though as well. Playing with him was a different, like watching football, like normally for most of us, when you go play football on a Wednesday night with the local guys, you see it. And then when you go watch that level, it's completely different. Even for you now, like coming back and watching the guys in the local community play compared to that level you're accustomed to. You can see the difference in quality.
can see the difference. It's huge. But also, like I say, it's a lifestyle that our youngsters need to understand. It's
They
a
need to put in the
lifestyle.
work.
It's not just football. It's just not fun. It's not. It's a lifestyle that can give you billions and millions, and a good life can take your family to other levels. Can take your whole town
Yeah.
to another level if you just give the game the respect it deserves, you know.
Jeez, like
It's amazing. It's unbelievable.
So when you were there
what
now,
this game can do for you.
yeah. When you were there now, you were brushing shoulders with some of the Brazilians, and they even thought he was Brazilian as well. Because I mean, look,
all the colored guys.
all the colored
That's the
guys.
first thing they go, hey.
Are you Brazilian, brother?
Yeah.
So you were playing with the captain of Brazil in your team back then, hey? And that was the golden era of Brazilian football. Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, and you actually got to spend time with Ronaldinho and the boys. Am I right?
Yeah,
Really?
I spent a lot of time with them, partying hard.
Really?
Yeah, but it's good. Gilberto Silva was my teammate. At the time, he was captaining Brazil.
Yeah.
Won the World Cup 2 or 3 times, and that was his era. Yeah, like Ronaldinho and all of them. So they used to come visit us in Greece, and he was
party
at AC
island.
at the time. Yeah, so. And in Europe, it's easy. 2 hours there, 2 hours back, you know. So on your weekend off, you pop in, you're visiting your friend. Yeah, but they like us, eh? Well, obviously, when they're sitting in our company, they like us. They just
Chilled. And Ronaldinho, you said he likes a good time though. Like
He
when
loves it,
when you got out, what was
Well,
it
you
like?
saw he went into prison.
Yeah, and he started the tournament in prison.
Yeah.
What was it like though in Greece now when these guys come through? Is the whole town like, is everybody in like aware, like, oh my gosh.
The first time he came in, the first time I sat with him in a restaurant, he came to the restaurant and we were like sitting there for literally 5 to 10 minutes.
Photos.
And the whole town was gridlocked. The whole town was gridlocked because they heard Ronaldinho's in Glifada, you know. So he's still huge. And I read something the other day, one of the other players from AC, I think he was saying that if Ronaldinho wasn't such a party animal, he would have been better than Pele, Maradona, Messi, Ronaldo.
He
all of
looked
them.
like he was having fun though.
He
was
was like
having
the ball.
fun.
You don't understand how the ball just sticks to him.
Yeah.
And he says those things you see on YouTube and all these other things, where he comes to training, this player was saying he comes to training and he'll for fun tell you, listen, you and you, keep your legs closed today because in training I'm going to put it through your legs. And
True as Bob.
the man goes into the training field and those 3 players gives them a shibobo.
He rocks them.
He rocks them. So
How embarrassing is it getting a shibi though in a crowd? Like, you know, like 'cause when you're playing locally at school and you get one, everybody's like, "Yee!"
Yeah.
How is it when you're playing on the big stage now? You're in a Champions League game, somebody fools you. How's that?
Yeah.
What is it like?
So, I mean, I don't think it's as, well, obviously it's on the biggest platform in the world,
Yeah.
but where you're on TV, people are watching.
Yeah.
But I feel like it hurts you more when you're with your friends and your boys, you know?
Check your price.
Because at that level, you know, you're just worried about doing your job. And,
Yeah.
you know, if it means I must take a nutmeg for my job, that's okay. But this is what I'm doing, you understand? So you get a lot more slack with your friends.
With the
and
prize,
stuff,
yeah, it's different.
I've got a very silly question, but I'm thinking about it in my head. You chilling with Ronaldinho and the boys in the restaurant. Who's paying? How do you guys pay?
You just said that earlier. Listen to this, bro. Listen to this.
And we were 90% of the times when you go to a restaurant in Greece, well, you playing for the biggest club in Greece, everybody wants to have you there. Like 90% of the time, we didn't really pay for the food. They'd
But
like,
free.
just please be.
But how's
here.
the process? How's
But
that process?
If ever we did, you know, whoever's initiated the thing, he'll be like, hey, don't worry. You
I'll
know,
pay.
I'll sort it
Yeah,
out.
but money's not a thing.
Money's not an issue at that
issue
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, money's not an issue at that level. And money should never be an issue in football as well because there's money to be made. If you're playing football at the high level, it's indefinite. You're gonna get money.
Yeah.
So if your focus is not on the money and your focus is on being the best player in the world or be playing at the best clubs in the world, the money just flows.
It'll
It
come.
has
So
to be
stop
there.
chasing the cash.
Stop chasing the cash.
Yeah.
Work towards your dreams.
Yeah.
And the money just flows. It's something
You believe.
I believed in my career, and I mean, God blessed me with that belief.
That's what you told your lighty brew.
That's what I told Ryan.
Yeah.
Even before he went to Sweden. I'm like, Ryan, maybe this is a year we need to sacrifice, take a little bit less money,
Play.
and go to Sweden and
Learn.
get it. And he went to Sweden. He did well. He was the top goal scorer at his club. He was recognized, and you know what I'm saying. So you take that, you get the experience that comes with it. So the next club he goes to, you know what? Ryan got European experience. He knows what it is. You know, it's easier for you. It works in your favor.
Sure.
So
But back in the time that you were playing, they were. I don't know how big media was, and I always want to ask professional athletes this question. You wake up in the morning, you switch on the TV, Sky Sports, and then the guys are now talking about you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative.
90% of the time it's negative
and they're
chats.
like, you know what? I don't know this Bryce Moon guy, you know? So how do you feel when that's happening? You know,
Yeah.
do you guys are you told not to watch?
I really don't think he's
Yeah.
a guy we should sign for this club.
You
personally.
know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
When
You're
you
like,
get that,
You're
yeah.
like, yo, bro, I'm just eating my cornflakes. What are you saying?
yeah, no, you get used to it.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear the good things, not nice to hear the bad things.
Yeah.
You get used to it, and you can't allow it at that level. That's one of the things you need to get hard skinned. You need to, because you get it even when you're doing well. You can play 10 games the best.
Then Roy Keane
You play
comes
one
through.
half of your 11th game bad, and then
It's done.
they're fighting with you. You understand? So there's a very thin, fine line, you know. So you just need to be tough-skinned. But like I said, there's good and there's bad that comes from it, because everybody loves you. And within a split second, you can be the worst.
The
you know, and
enemy.
then another split second, and then you're the
back.
best again. You
Yeah.
understand? So it's
the
part
highs
of the
and
game.
lows.
So how
it's
was-
fun. It's good.
How do you
It's
manage
amazing.
that though now? Like, because some guys can't manage it. Do you know what I mean? Like some people are like hates it, you know, like
Yeah.
being in the limelight's not always the best. You know what I mean? Every single move you make, they're like, hey, I checked this out there, I checked this out there, you know?
Yeah.
How did you have to change the way you moved and the way you did things now because you were on that level?
Yeah, surely you got to conduct
you
yourself.
definitely, yeah.
to a
You have to
certain-
conduct yourself.
Tuck in your shirts, what.
Gotta
Yeah,
conduct
you have
yourself.
to, you know, especially when you're in public, because I mean, imagine the whole country of Greece. There's two big teams, Panathinaikos and Olympiakos.
Yeah.
So if you're saying to yourself, 60% of this country worship you, so you gotta
You gotta behave.
you gotta behave. You gotta
be a
hold
role model.
yourself. Yes, be a role model to them. You know, and yeah, it can swallow you or it can make you
Flourish,
stronger.
yeah.
You know.
So like after a good game now, you've just played the man of the match, the Inter Milan game. You've hit the crossbar twice. You've played with Zanetti. You've played with Zlatan. You got off the field now. You're in the locker room. You've showered. Everybody said you're amazing. You've done a good job. You get out there. What are the people like? What are they doing?
Do you
What are they
expecting
doing?
it though?
No, I wasn't expecting it, to be
No.
honest. Yeah.
So
no,
was your
I mean-
name?
I
Did you
mean
know
the-
you were going to be on the starting lineup?
Yeah, I knew I was going to be in the starting lineup, but I didn't expect to play that well on the day.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So, yeah, you come out and it's the whole country is there. Even when if we play away Champions League game, when we get back, they're all waiting at the airport. 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, whatever it is. 30,000 people at the airport waiting for you just to say thank you and welcome home, you know. It's an unbelievable, amazing experience. You have to be there to experience it. Even me explaining it to you, you
Doesn't
will
do
never be
justice.
able, doesn't do justice as to how amazing that is to be there.
So now when you're going to the shops on a normal Tuesday, you need 29 Rand Vodacom, for example. Now the people and the shopkeepers are there like,
Everybody, they're
It's
like,
this guy.
"Hey, Brett, how are you? How are you? Come inside, please. You know,
Yeah.
what do you want? You know, they, like I say, you paid in 20% of the restaurants there because everybody wants you to come to their restaurant, wants you to come to their clubs or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's just an amazing. It's amazing.
So there was another article I read in the Mail and Guardian when I was researching you, and it said Bryce Moon, star player, Panathinaikos, whatever, has just agreed terms to sign for West Ham United. You know, the Mail and Guardian always spill these news articles. Talk us through this West Ham United agreement. What had happened there? What was going on there?
Yeah, no, it was a good moment for me. So it was after the game that I played so well against Inter Milan.
Hectic, straight after.
So that's where it started. That's where they saw me. And then they obviously contacted my agent, and they said, listen, we want this boy. And they said, no problem, we'll try and make it work. They contacted me. They said, Bryce, would you be interested? I said, definitely. I want to
West
go
Ham,
play in the
Premier
English
League, yeah.
Premiership.
Yeah.
West Ham.
It's always been my dream. And I was only at Panathinaikos for 8 months, 6 to 8 months.
Sure.
And then the contract was sent through. We spoke. I went to speak to my club. I actually had to go to the boss to say, listen, I know you've given me the opportunity to play here and stuff like that, but the English Premiership has been my young dream, from when I was a baby.
And it's calling.
Yeah. There's the offer. Will you allow me to go? And he's like, Bryce, you came here, you played Champions League. 8 months, they saw you. So there's no rush. You can still go to the English Premiership, but you still got work to do for us. And you contracted to us. We'll give you the money they're offering you, but we're not ready to let you go. We don't want you to go.
Wow.
So that's how that deal didn't, deal didn't happen.
So what's that like, bro? Because now you're like, in your heart, you want to go.
Yeah.
But now they're
you got a
saying
contract.
You're under
You
contract.
got a contract, and I didn't expect them to just let me go.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it. But it wasn't that disappointing. I was a bit disappointed. I was like, you know what? But like the boss said, you still got time. You can still go and play there. Get big here, play 4 or 5 years Champions League, and you can go. You're still young.
Oh, you were 22, bro.
Yeah,
So it wasn't an
And
outright
it wasn't
no.
an outright because I still played 2-3 years after that Champions League. So I still played for the biggest club in Greece.
Greece, yeah.
And one of the biggest clubs in Europe as well.
Yeah.
I was
Rich
watching
history.
them last
Yeah.
night, I was laying in bed and they were playing and I had like goosebumps,
Oh, man.
just
Sick.
remembering, and it was an amazing experience.
Jesus. So is that how these transfer seasons work, actually?
That's how they work.
The club,
so
everybody's got to agree.
everybody's got to agree. Obviously, they phone your agent first if they know your agent. If they don't, then they'll try and contact you to get your manager's numbers, and then they negotiate on your behalf.
So what's happening with Mbappe then now?
Drama.
Yeah, there's just drama there. Every time I'm scrolling, he's committing to play. He's not playing at PSG. What's the story there?
Probably just
Contracts?
something contractual, maybe not happy about something,
Yeah. He wasn't happy with Neymar, apparently. There's
Is
a big
it?
fallout between the two of them.
But you're gonna waste your whole playing career.
He's only 23.
Yeah, but it's your playing career.
Yeah.
But
You
also,
know?
it leaves a bad taste
Into
on
the next
Mbappe,
person.
your name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Another team's gonna be like, okay, so if we sign you
We're gonna
now,
get this drama now.
This is the drama we're gonna get. You
Yeah.
know, so it's not nice. He's still young, but he should just football.
Yeah.
He should just
Too much of the
play
limelight.
Football. You know, it affects different people differently. And like I say, it can swallow you or it can make you go.
Yeah.
So how you handle it, and that's another thing. Our country, we can, the youngsters need to learn.
So true.
Is that it's a complete lifestyle. It's not just soccer.
Yeah, there's
What you eat, what you drink,
Oh yes.
every single thing.
What is
plays
it
a
like though playing now? You're at the biggest club in Greece, bro. What's your schedule like day to day? When you wake up, what time are you waking up in the morning?
So
for example.
you wake up about 8 o'clock, up past 7, 8 o'clock.
Nice life.
Yeah, so at Panathinaikos, you could, if you have a double training and you don't want to go home, you can sleep at our training facility. We've got a hotel for the players.
Oh, hectic.
So you've got your own hotel room on the premises where we train. We've got the restaurant there. You've got the games room. You've got everything on our premises where we train. And you can either stay at your house. If you have a double session, you can sleep over there. You go to training in the morning, obviously. 8:30, you leave. You get there, 9 o'clock is training. You go, if you want breakfast, you go earlier, or you eat breakfast at your home. Go earlier, or you start the training. After training, lunch is prepared in the restaurant. After lunch, if there's a double session, you go to your room or you go home, whatever you feel you want to do. Come back for a second session, or if it's just one session, you go home. But yeah, it's a lifestyle. You eat, drink, sleep. You must love football.
But diet
But
now.
it's a very nice thing because you're working for like 3-4 hours a day. And then the rest of your day you just
It's for you.
relaxing. It's for you.
Have you ever had a day where you're like, yo, I kind of want to go to London today? London, back.
Oh, that's a funny story, you know. We were sitting like this at Gabriel's house, one of my Brazilian teammates, one night. Sitting like this, yeah. And we're chilling, we're having a drink and stuff. And then Jibril says to us, guys, can one of you guys drop me at the helipad? So we're like, what are you talking about? Like, and now it's already 10 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
We already nice. We had our
You had a
nice
good time.
evening. It's time to go home now. He's like, guys, please can somebody drop me off at the helipad? Who's coming with me? So we're like, what's up? And he says, no, I'm going to Paris quickly for the night. I'll be back. So we're like, what are you talking about? So we thought, okay, he's messing around now, you know? And he said, okay, no problem. Let me just make a call. He made the call, put it on loudspeaker. He's like, they telling him, bro, we'll be there in 10 minutes. So just be there, be at the helipad in 10 minutes. The man, now we're still at this point, we're like, you're shitting us.
Yeah.
Anyway, we jump in the car. We take him to the helipad. Jumps in the helicopter. Flies to Paris. Video calls us from the club in Paris. Say, guys, there's the Eiffel Tower there. I'm here. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Yes.
Man flew there. Flew back in the morning. That's not.
Yeah,
That's
there's
how
the quick
it
trip.
But that's the peak of your life.
Yeah.
Bro. Why weren't you on that helicopter, bro? You could have been
Well,
there.
I was still young at the time.
Yeah.
He's a big player in the team. You don't want to
Yeah, okay.
do anything to, jeopardize where you are. So
Yeah.
if he decides he's staying there, he can pay a 10,000 euro fine. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now me, I'm coming back and saying, hey, that's 10,000 euros.
Hey, times 20. Hey, hang on.
My
that-
family
is that-
can do with that money there.
exactly.
though,
Is that
yeah?
the fine amounts that you get fined?
That's the fine. Well, you're getting paid big, so you get fined big. You understand?
Have you ever been fined?
Well, not really for that. Like the fines for like coming a little bit late are not as big, but the fine for not pitching up for training or knowing that you went to another country and came back,
Yeah.
those are big fines. The others are you obviously everybody
Manageable.
gets a fine. Yeah, the others are
Manageable.
manageable. Yeah.
Hectic.
So
So now, when you were playing at the peak in the Champions League, bro, who was the most physical guy that you ever faced? Because there's always one guy that you say, this guy's he's too much. Like I
Yeah.
can't handle him because you were playing right back as well.
yeah.
So there's always a winger or a striker that's going to give you a tough time. Who was that guy?
So it was definitely Ibrahimovic.
Oh my gosh.
Because
size.
he's like this size. And it's not like he's putting his elbows into you on purpose. That's just where his elbows are in your face.
Yeah.
Because he's so tall, So when he's running, it's right here in your face. And it was hard. It's hard to mark him.
Sure.
So you have to just give him a bit of distance, So and not get close to him because then you just
Did he finish you, or was it?
Well, not really. I've played against taller players, so I had my own strategy of how to mark them.
Yeah.
He's obviously a lot better than some of the other players, but it wasn't. He was more on the center in the striking
centre-backs,
position.
yeah.
I was on right back, but every time he did come to me, it was tough because if it's coming in the air, you must know.
You're losing that one.
So you rather let him jump and come stand 5 meters, let him decide if he wants to hit the ball to you or does he want to control it. If he controls it, that's
Close
when I
him
eat.
down.
Go.
But if the ball's coming in the air and I'm there, it's no use hitting the ball. So that was my tactic. You
Yeah.
understand?
Let
And I was
him win
like,
it, but you're
don't
going to come when it's
contest.
on the ground.
let him have the ball, but he won't flick it on because I'm standing there. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
It's rather hold it, and as you hold it, I'm biting your ankles. You understand?
Yes.
So he was one, and then Aguero.
Kun, Aguero.
That man is short, but so I get the ball from him, and it's like
Yes.
Is it?
Atletico Madrid. We're playing them away Champions League. 3 times it happened. They give him the ball. He turns with me. I couldn't understand. I said to myself, Bryce, what are you doing? Why are you? It's like I'm a magnet stuck to him. That's just he just got a way of. He's strong. He's like this. Turns. You can't come close. And a cracker of a shot he got.
Yo.
His
Is it?
foot is powerful. Bro. So he was also one of the other.
So he turned you 2-3
He
times.
turned me, but then he had to push the ball, obviously. So
And the pace,
but
is his pace hot?
Yes. He's not the fastest of players, but don't give him a split second because he can score from anywhere. So you have to constantly be, and that's how it is in Europe. In at the
Fine
highest
margins.
level.
Fine margins.
Fine margins.
Pressure.
Game can be tight. You see all the time they're scoring in a 97 minute, 99 minute, and they're pushing, and it comes from just a small, gave him
one
just
error.
1 inch too much, and that ball's gone, and it's a goal.
Kun Aguero.
Yo.
Aguero! That's all I remember. We
Yeah.
thought we won the title at United. You remember he said,
bro.
in.
Yeah.
And what about, wasn't Forlan in the team as well?
Forlan
Formidable
was there. I played
Forlan?
against him against Bafana as well.
Yes.
He is also a very difficult player. Quaresma,
Yo,
also
the Portuguese.
short, strong, stocky, And I actually chatted to Quaresma when they were in camp because one of my friends that I played at PAOK with Verinha, he's in the Portuguese national team.
Okay.
So now when they were playing the Euro, I video called him,
Yeah.
And I said, hey, how's it going? And he was sitting with them. And I posted on my Instagram the picture of me marking Quaresma. And I told him, hey, you must go check. Because he probably maybe didn't remember me. But I told my friend, just tell him to go check and ask him if he remembers me biting his ankle.
Yeah.
But he was tough to watch.
Crazy.
He's fast.
And
He's
skillful
quick,
as well.
He's skillful and they just...
They
not
move
easy.
different.
Yeah. It's not easy to mark these players.
So how's your relationship now with most of the guys you played with? You guys still boys, like most of the
We're
guys?
still good. We're still good friends. You spend... So how it is most of the time is that, for example, we went to Greece. Most of the foreigners, they like click together. You understand? The Greeks, they speak their Greek. Or even if you go to Spain, you'll always get the English guy, the Greek guy. All the foreigners will click together and make a little click. So that's basically how it was. Our clique was me, Gilberto, Chibril Cisse.
Yeah.
So that was our...
Cisse.
Yeah.
But I feel like
He's crazy.
Yes.
Crazy, man.
Crazy.
Yo,
But
yo,
what a
yo,
good,
yo,
what a
yeah.
good player, good vibe. In training, he's fighting.
is it?
He's pulling his pants up. He just wants to fight. He wants to win everything. He's and he's a
Competitive.
good striker.
Is it?
Good striker. Well, he played for Liverpool many years.
Yeah.
Played for France.
Yeah.
So, and now he's a DJ, bro.
it?
He's a DJ. He calls me
Holy
Mike.
smokes.
That's what our name for each other was. Hey Mike, what's up, Mike? So he'll call me Mike. I'll call each other Mike. So not so long ago, I said, hey Mike, what's happening? Because even from when he was playing, he had his
Headphones, yeah,
and
the
I
big
didn't
ones.
understand it then, but now because he's
Yeah.
like this in the bus, you're like, hey bro, calm down, bro.
Yeah.
You take some
I'm getting
drugs or
pumped,
something.
boy. I'm
What's
getting
going on?
pumped.
He's only on and he's like this heavy metal. That's his thing. Man.
Is it?
And now he's DJing for stadiums of people.
Hectic.
He's big in Europe.
He's big in
now.
the party
The
scene in
DJ
Europe
thing.
is big. That's why.
So yeah, it was good. So we called Mike. Hey Mike, what's up, Mike?
Still your boy.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I feel like all the Brazilian guys are colored guys in South Africa, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
Like,
exactly the same, and we don't only look the same. Like
Yeah.
we've got the same
Mannerisms.
spirit, mannerisms, vibe, all that.
so the
It's
Brazilian O's can come park off, have a top.
like, they can come
Chill.
back off. If they speak English, you won't even know it's from Brazil.
Yeah.
Is it?
You won't even know it's from Brazil. It's like if I go there, when I visit them and I'm speaking Portuguese with them, the people around us, they think, hey, but then some of them can hear that your accent, like, it's not 100% like the
Yeah.
Brazilian. But then they'll just think you somewhere else, from somewhere else in Brazil.
Yeah.
Maybe not Sao Paulo, Rio. They'll think you from one of the islands or somewhere out there. Yeah.
Hectic. Because we just fit in. Like when you're watching Brazil play as a South African, you're like, hey, these are Durban O's, bro. You're like, hey, these are KZN bros
Yeah.
playing here. You know, the tattoos, the outfits,
Yeah.
the sneakers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The girls as well.
Everything.
You know, they look like
Yeah.
our Cape Town girls. It's the
They
same
do.
gravy.
Yeah.
Same thing.
They do.
So I just want to know, take us through some behind the scenes, man. You know, of the football life. Like, what are some of the misconceptions people have about it? You know, being a professional athlete.
Yeah, so
Take us to
Let
the
me think.
change rooms, you
Yeah,
know?
let me think of something. So basically, that's where all the hard work is.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes. You have to prepare yourself, prepare your mind, live healthy, all those kind of things, because that's what makes you as a player. So from where you're starting, going to training, in the change room, like you say, you have your vibe with your players. From there, and there in Europe, it's so nice that, like, here in South Africa, you have to wait till the end of the season to give your jersey away. There you can change your jersey every game if you like.
Really?
If I go to training tomorrow and I tell the kit manager, listen, 10 of my family they came for holiday, please can you get 10 jerseys for me with my name on, they're going to wear them to the stadium.
Oh my word, yeah.
So you get there's a lot that comes with that lifestyle and a lot of good stuff that comes with that lifestyle. So, yeah, it's unbelievable.
I'm just thinking, man, like when you're watching football, okay, sometimes you'll be watching the game and you'll be like, this coach is going to shit on this guy.
Yeah.
But like sometimes we don't see it.
Yeah.
But do the coaches shit on you?
Yeah.
Like, are the coaches...
They do shit on you, bro. And you go there and you're like, okay, so it's like normal. And even Ronaldo and them, they all get shat on.
Yeah.
So
Beckham got the boot in his face from Ferguson.
Yeah.
The boot, the hair dryer. What do they call it? The hair dryer. Ferguson
And,
used to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, all the biggest coaches will tell you that I'm not here. I can't teach Ronaldo how to score. I can't teach him how to dribble. But my job is to manage him.
So
Manage him.
yeah.
Make sure that what he can't see in that moment, I'm there to remind him about it. You understand?
Yeah.
What he's not watching, I'm watching from outside.
So that's what it is. I'm sure I've asked this question before. What is the difference between a coach and a manager?
So I don't know if I think it's just, I actually had this conversation with someone just yesterday. I thought it was just
A title.
a title that they in Europe use for their coaches.
That's what I thought too.
I also thought it was that,
Same.
but I actually feel that they believe that they actually managers. That, like I just said now, they manage their players. They don't really coach and teach him how to pass and what this. He just comes with the structure, manages the team and tells them what to do. So I actually believe now that it's actually a manager's role, and that's why they call it a manager and not coaching. Because maybe at junior level, I don't think they call them managers. That's the under 17 coach, under 15 coach.
So like for example, Pep, surely he's got some coaching that he does, no?
Definitely he does, yeah.
He's got a style.
Remember, he's got a style, but also remember, as a player, you can be the best player in the world, but you can still learn something. You can still learn about another situation, another tactical, because these are coaches that studied UEFA Pro ACA licenses.
Yeah.
So they also learn as they go on, You can't say you're a coach, you don't know nothing. You know everything, I mean. So you learn something, so you can import that onto your player as well. So you say, listen, I can see you battling with this, You can coach him teach him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not to say that you...
Because then he's got to manage not only the players, but his coaching staff.
Yeah.
And when he gets fired, they get fired.
Yeah.
Really, eh?
It goes like that in most of the clubs. That's how it works. You come with your team of staff, and it's important because for me to be forced to work with someone that I don't really know, and you expecting the best results from me. If I'm the coach, I got my assistant, I got my physio, I got my fitness trainer, all of it. I know I got confidence. I can go into this and do this fight. But I come now and then I got my way. I like to work like this. That physio doesn't like to do work the way I like to work, or this assistant coach doesn't really like the system. That's why you need to have your whole team with you, so that you got everybody with you. You all understand each other. Sometimes the coach can even look at the physio and he knows what he's trying to tell you to do to that player, or what to do, Even if, like, for example, if you're in the stands and coach got a red card. And I'm talking like this in 90,000 fans, talking to my assistant. He'll understand what I'm trying to say. From there, because they so much in sync.
Yeah.
He'll definitely.
So what you were asking, like manager, coach, I watched a podcast the other day, and you know Iwobi from Everton? Iwobi used to be at Arsenal, the Nigerian guy. Now he's at Everton. So Carlo Ancelotti took over Everton 2 seasons ago. So they said, yo, Iwobi, how was it having Don Carlo as your manager? So he said, you know, it was the weirdest thing ever, he says, they were all sitting there, breakfast in the morning, the players all get there early because like Ancelotti's big on time and getting there on time. So he said everybody was early, everybody's eating breakfast. And he says Don Carlo walks in and everything just goes dead silent. He says the chefs, the people in the kitchen, everybody's just dead silent. So they're like, did you have a conversation with him? And he's like, I can count the amount of times I've spoken to him on my hand. Did you guys know that the guy who coaches for Carlo Ancelotti is his son? You know that? Iwobi said on the podcast, he said, Carlo Ancelotti's son is the tactical genius of Carlo Ancelotti. He's the guy who comes there and says, guys, listen, this is the way we're playing. This is our style. Iwobi, you need to work there on the right, but we want you in the center. You know what I mean? Keane, you need to guard the back line. He said the son is the tactical genius of Ancelotti. Ancelotti's, to me, when he was saying that, it felt to me like the manager's the brand. Do you know what I mean? And the coach is the hard work that's managed by, like manages that brand.
You get that a lot, like even at Sundowns or...
Rolani.
He was behind Pizzo before he got, and then Mangoba Ngiti was there as well. The assistant coaches are very important, and that's why I say you should always have 3 coaches. You have the head coach, who should be the manager. You have an assistant who's also got a good brain behind him. And then you have your one that you want to groom. Now, a lot of coaches in South Africa, they like, okay, I'm the coach. Let me get some young player or someone young that can be my assistant coach. But it shouldn't be like that, because you need him to be the brain. You can have your third one to groom him and think, but you need somebody to refresh your mind all the time. Come up with ideas that's on your level. You understand what I'm saying? Because you'll get burnt out being the only person thinking. You understand?
Yeah,
so
I'm with you.
I always believe that there should be 3 coaches on a bench: manager, assistant coach, and a second assistant that's also there. He's got a brain, he's learning, he's also there to help. You understand?
For sure,
I always think there should be.
That's the system that works.
Bro, is South Africa ever gonna win a World Cup football?
Well,
Bafana.
Bafana gonna win. Or are they gonna even get close?
Hopefully.
Are they going to qualify?
Yeah, let's
We
start
never
there.
We need to
guys,
qualify
let's
now,
not-
eh?
Yeah,
we need to qualify, bro.
yeah, so we do have the potential. At the way things is running now, very unlikely. But like I said, we do have the potential. And should we make the changes, the correct changes in our footballing structure in South Africa, I promise you, we've got talent in this country. A lot of people overseas wish they had the talent we had. It's just not managed right. It's just not groomed right. It's just not used right. But yeah, I don't think anytime soon, to answer you, my bro.
But where are all the white boys and the colored boys? Where are they going?
Where are the Brazilians?
Where are the Brazilians? Our Brazilians. We have Brazilians. Where are they?
White guys are playing
On
rugby.
the top level, you know what I mean? The white guys, but I mean, we've got such good white boys as well. When it comes to football, back then we had some big white players as well on the teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where are all those boys
But
now?
you even, like I say, you even find some black, not even some, quite a few, the black guys. Before, when we were younger, black guys didn't want to really play rugby. Now you find the black guys playing because their parents have already seen that, hey, there's structure in that sport. There's life in that sport.
There's a future.
So I was
There's a
gonna
future
say,
in that. So look into it. Play all the sports.
Yeah.
Before it was just, hey, go play soccer. There's a soccer ball. No other thing. But look how good we're doing.
Yeah.
Look
I
how
think-
good we're doing in the Springboks.
I would say the white guys and those guys are maybe looking at they're looking discouraged. They're looking at the system and
being like,
it
there's no
doesn't
way
look
in.
like they're gonna make it based on the system itself,
and
and it's discouraging. So they're like, oh, flip.
There
I don't
was
wanna
a
play
young
here.
kid playing for Bournemouth, not like 2 seasons ago in the Premier League, and he was actually born in Durban, a white guy.
Then that's when we'll claim him now.
But now he's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
You know.
he wasn't
No.
accepted by our system for
Yeah.
like his youth.
You see what I mean?
Now he's
We
like,
just
no.
we need to get the structure right. You know, we need to get that hunger back. I mean, you'll understand what I'm saying. When you're younger, we had Benny McCarthy on our walls. We had Ronaldo on our walls in our bedroom, covering your school books. You got those pictures of all your main men there. We used to dream that.
Yeah.
Now you send your boy to school, you tell him, listen, cover your book and put your picture. He's like, no, I'm not cutting out.
Who's this?
Go buy the one that you just slip on and slide on and
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
understand?
We used to have those brown covers.
no.
Yes.
You put a picture of Benny
Yeah.
McCarthy,
Yes.
Siyabonga Nomvete,
Yeah,
you
but
know what
now
I mean?
The,
It was
boys,
those
the boys and girls have wallpapers now, bro.
Marvel.
Yeah,
Marvel.
wallpapers on their phones.
But as well, now in South Africa, as a parent, would you encourage your kid to pursue a future in football in South Africa?
I definitely will. Not only in football.
dig deep,
in
dig
any
deep,
sport.
Bryce.
Yeah.
Would you really?
I will.
Yeah.
Because of myself, because I know I'm there, I can guide him. I can open doors for him. I can try and groom him. You understand what I'm saying? But definitely, there's life in any sport.
The Saudi league has him thinking about having a son
what
and
you
getting him to
thinking
go to
about
the
that
Saudi league retirement plan. That's the RA you need, bro. Get a light you can play.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what did Banyana do right though, guys, in this past World Cup?
No politics, just football.
Really, there was politics though.
Yeah, but
behind
they
the scenes.
mised it. Remember, there was stuff, and they were like, they're gonna go. And Motsepe was the guy who
funded
he
everything,
funded
yeah.
the trip and stuff like
You
that.
know, that's actually embarrassing for male soccer players in the country. It's actually the whole footballing fraternity in South Africa should actually feel embarrassed at the fact that they did so well. They don't have a professional league, yeah? They don't get the sponsorships the guys get. They don't get the treatment the guys get. They don't get half of what the guys get. And they proved the country, the world wrong, you know?
Yeah.
So, like I say, it's we should wake up now. It should be a wake up call for us.
So I was just about to say,
Yeah.
surely this qualifies them to get everything that the men get and more.
That's why I didn't know why there was money issues and fighting about this. I'm like, guys, these
They're in the
people
World Cup.
deserve it.
Yeah.
They passed the group stages
And they just about proving
Yes.
against Netherlands. They played
They-
so
it
well.
was just a little
That
mistake.
striker, bro, who's that girl? What's her name? The striker for Banana. We don't.
There's
that's
like
the
2 or
thing.
3 of them that are playing in Europe
Is it?
full time from
Yeah.
our thing. But at the end of the day, 2-3 players don't make a team, bro.
And there's no professional
did
women's
brilliant.
league here.
There isn't.
Yeah, there's nothing. And I worked with Desiree a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why she's so successful. She's been passionate from when she was still playing.
Sure.
So when she was still playing, we were close friends. Because I lived in Cape Town,
Yeah.
playing for Ajax. We were always in the same vicinities. We'd go out together and stuff like that. And she was passionate from then. Even when she was playing Bafana, I was also in the national team. And she just always knew that she's gonna be somebody, and she always knew she's gonna coach the national team. She said it. Because she captained them. She was the short boss in the middle of the field. She was a good player, and she's got a good spirit on her. Hey,
Yeah, but
she
you-
worked hard.
So what's
She
the
deserves
future? What's the
everything
future
she's
of
got.
women's football in South Africa? Surely we're gonna start a league or something.
Well,
you know?
they've been talking about starting a league.
Yeah, well, I
but
think the pressure's on Motsepe now.
pressure's on.
Because
Yeah.
he's also in CAF now, as
Yes.
you know. So there is some pressure on him to now try and make sure that they get something going at least. But because back in the day, like I say, all these structures were there. Desiree and them used to play, maybe not in a professional league, but a competitive league that got them to play in the national team. And all these things have slowly dwindled away.
Yeah.
And we need to get that back.
Sure.
We
But
need
it just
get
goes
that
to
back.
show, man, because Banyana also won the women's women's AFCON.
African
and
Cup of Nations.
Cup,
and they were like, okay, this is a big deal.
Yes.
And then they get into the World Cup and they
Make even
get the
bigger deal.
quarters, even a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what do you want them to do next? Because our men are not anywhere close to this right now. Sorry, bro.
Do we qualify for AFCON automatically or do we get invited? How does it
No,
work?
you have to qualify. I think we did qualify.
Did we qualify?
now, yeah.
Okay, so we're
did
in. We're in.
qualify
We're in.
now.
Yeah.
So
we're in.
how
It's just
far can we go with
frustrating,
AFCON then? Bafana.
But well, we've won it before.
Yes.
So that alone shows that we've got the,
The
potential.
potential. Yeah.
And that's what sparked things now to obviously put funds behind it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And we shouldn't allow, and back then we had all those players playing in Europe, your Bennies, your Delron Brackleys, your Bradley Cornells and stuff that were part of that, Quinton Fortune, all of them.
Man
I
United.
remember the Tazos. Sorry,
Yeah.
in my time there, those Tazos were there
Yeah.
with those players.
Yeah. So they were part of that clique. And now we've got a few players playing in Europe and stuff like that. But if you look at all the other African countries, all of their players, 90% of their team are in Europe.
Yeah.
Some of them play for France.
And
Yeah.
and that's
The whole French national team is from here, bro.
they play for France,
Everybody.
and it's because they're hungry. They wanted more.
Yeah. Facts.
They wanted more. And that's what we need in our country. We need to get that hunger back.
Yeah. For sure.
We need
For
to
sure.
get that.
I think the money is coming too easy for the male guys.
Yeah. I think
And I mean, but when lost, I remember when I was a kid, right? In fact, Benny McCarthy's playing for he was playing for Pirates at the time. I think it was Pirates. I was at the mall. They're saying Penny McCarthy's there, right? I'm like, yo, the man's here. I need to go get a picture, you know?
Yeah.
When was the last time you did that over a guy playing in the PSL?
Well, no, you can't because Matthew Booth is also doing things with cheesecakes.
No.
You know, it's like
Matthew Booth.
you know what I'm talking about.
No, now you're going offside. Now today you on the line here with that. Why are you taking Matthew Booth?
That's my friend.
Sorry. He's gonna see this, bro. Now you're talking. That's his golf mate, bro.
Sorry,
They play
man.
golf together.
My
Come on.
bad, my bad.
But I
my
had to
bad.
tell him he did
No,
a
my
shit
bad.
move.
So, you know, those are the guys I was looking up to. Brian
Yeah.
Baloyi, you know.
Yo.
If
He
I
was
would
playing at Tottenham, wasn't Brian Baloy at Tottenham? Who was it?
Spider-Man.
Was he was at Tottenham? Yeah.
That's what made me want to be a goalkeeper in everything I do.
Hectic.
Yeah, it was that guy.
Hectic.
And I think he was playing for Chiefs as well when I was watching.
Yeah.
He played for Chiefs
Yeah.
and he played for Sun. Like that's what
Yes.
I'm saying. Even you guys
Yeah.
know what it was like before.
Exactly.
And
It was
what Josh
crazy.
is saying is that you don't feel that.
You don't feel
don't.
it
anymore.
Bro, think about it. If in 2005, when we were in primary school, if I said, Chucks, who's our starting 11? You would tell me the starting 11, the reserves, and the guy who didn't make the team.
Yes.
That's how much we love football. This was when we were playing at the World Cup with
Yes.
McCarthy, and we lost to Spain. Was it
Yeah.
Spain or someone? Who was it?
Spain, yes.
It was Spain, Korea,
yeah.
Japan. It was that
Yes,
time.
it was
You
Spain.
knew everyone, right?
Yes.
National team now, you're going to say Ryan Moon.
Yeah.
You're going to say... Yeah?
Kune, is he there?
No, he's retired. He's gone. Name me five. Give me five Bafana players right now.
Teko Modise?
Teko's gone long ago, bro.
He was on the couch like me.
Teko's
now.
on the couch like him now, boy.
You see
Teko's
now.
doing interviews, podcasts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Bernard
saying.
Parker.
He's gone as well.
Gone as well.
Try
No,
again.
I don't know who plays for
That's
them
what I'm
anymore.
saying. We've
what
lost
it
that.
is.
We've lost that thing with football because it's almost something as a South African. I remember watching us sing the national anthem in that game.
Yeah.
And I watched. I was supposed to be at school. I missed. It was a sick day. I said, "Nah, I'm watching this game."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I even remember that Andre Aronson let us down in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a few mistakes, but I was mortified when we got
Yeah.
knocked out because we had a chance.
Yes.
I thought of going to like a semi-final or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and we had a team that was able to do it. We had the belief.
Yes.
Okay. And now that's diminished.
It's gone.
It's diminished.
And it literally, it's in rugby.
It is. It's in rugby.
I can tell you for
100%,
for free.
it's there.
That's where it is. But why can't we have it in all the sports? Why can't we have
Well,
it?
we've got it
in
with
football?
netball now. We've got it with netball.
Netball,
We've got it
yes.
with banyana. We've got it with
Cricket.
Okay, but we
how-
choked there hard. Cricket. Hey,
cricket, we're always choking.
Cricket and soccer in South Africa, we got big problems, bro. Big problems.
Yeah, but football is one of the most watched sports in the,
In the world.
That's the problem.
In the world.
We are South Africa. We can do this,
And
man.
South Africa is what we're known for. One of our
Yeah.
biggest sports is football.
Exactly.
Everybody wants football. So we got to get it right. We got to fix things. And it's up to us youngsters to start changing that mindset. You know,
Yeah,
we can't depend on the older guys.
We must trend on social media saying that we need to make changes.
Yeah.
Our
we got
brand
it.
of football is the one where they go on their knees on the ball. You know that one?
Yeah, that-
and then they stand on it. That's our brand.
What do they call that? Kasi football, eh?
Classy football.
Yes.
Did that if that have ever happened in training or
They
in
do
a
it in
game?
Disky.
Have they done that in a game?
You know you.
They
you
do
know
it in
you-
Disky there.
They'll probably fine you in Europe when you do those
yeah,
things. You know?
I've seen that.
They don't tolerate that.
Yes.
In Europe, you don't go and make fun. Yes, you dribble and you have your fun, you do your things, but you don't make fun
Yeah.
of another player or embarrass them or do all this jumping on the ball. Like
So when Neymar did that, it was PSG versus Man United, I think. Neymar did a flick, you know the flick over the player.
Yeah.
So now the Man United, they have a Man United podcast and stuff.
Yeah.
Those British guys were going in on Neymar. How disrespectfully is to the game.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
look
the
at
type
Anthony
of
when he does his
professionalism.
turn.
But that's what I'm saying. Exactly what he's saying is that they'll say, look, like now you're just
Showboating.
taking the piss on us. You know what I mean? You over showboating.
Yeah.
There's a brand of football you play that we accept, and if you
Yes.
don't, you don't. And I don't think this disky stuff is gonna get us far.
Yeah, that's the thing.
First of all, you're gonna puncture balls and
Yeah.
things like that.
If it was something that, like a brand that you can say it's South African and it gets you to win World Cups, it gets you to do again, yes, by all means, we need to go with this because it's working for us. But when you stand on the ball and you lose 5 seconds going forward, that's 5 seconds
If
you're
I'm
not
the
going to get
coach,
back
I've
in the
lost my
game.
voice.
If
You
I'm the coach,
understand?
you're taking the boy off
And
same
in Europe,
time.
if you take 2 seconds long on the ball, it's a big thing. Is
Yeah.
it? If you don't even, because you see how they knock the ball. The
Yeah,
ball is
yeah.
going.
Maguire. It's a big thing.
Don't mention that
And
name
it-
on this
and-
podcast.
And on TV,
yeah.
it looks slower than it actually is.
That's what
so
I wanted
on
to
TV,
ask,
it's going
yeah.
fast, but it looks slower. When you're there, you
Other
don't.
grade.
It's like you can be quick, but you never quicken in the ball, and those players just play it natural.
Yes.
One touch
Your
football.
brain must
Boom,
be
boom, boom,
heated.
boom.
You know when you're playing like football with your mates at like an Astro, right? For me, when I'm playing, it's just like I've got the ball, I must pass, I must go. For you as a professional footballer, do you have those extra 5 or 6 seconds or 8 in your mind, in your head,
ways.
where you're like, I've scanned the area.
Well,
I
of
know.
course, now those 5 or 6 seconds are before I even got the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Not when I get the ball. Because that's, you can't think when you got the ball. Before you get the ball, you're already looking. I already know you're giving me the ball. I already know where I'm giving the ball to. We're complicating football too much in South Africa and sometimes even in the world.
Yeah.
A lot of people are complicating football. Bro, when I was younger, I'm a right winger.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
put this to you. I'm a right winger. You the left back.
Yeah. Yeah.
We on the halfway line. We're building up. My team is building up. I'm faster than you.
Yeah.
My midfielder puts the ball by the corner flag. Who's going to get there first?
You're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Why do I need to dribble you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to dribble you. Just tell my friend he understands I'm quick. Put the ball there.
Send
Let
it
me
there.
run with this left back.
Yeah.
Cross the ball, goal. That's what we
Simple.
in Ajax juniors. That's what we did all the time. Down the line, I hardly ever dribbled. And I was one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
Right wingers playing for Ajax, playing for Bafana. Crossing, even right back, crossing the ball. That's all we did. Nathan Paul served, all those guys. They used to score tap-ins all the time.
Because of the
Cross,
assists.
boom.
Bang.
Cross, boom.
Boom.
It's simple. If you're in trouble in the back, the team is pressing you high,
Send it.
send it, let's push up and squeeze them.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
When a game is tight, then yes, you need your Ronaldinho, you need your skillful player to
Playmaker.
take one on and then
Open the
open
space.
up the space. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But other than that, it's man to man, bro. Put the ball in the corner, let me run on it.
Yeah.
Let me cross the ball.
So you were gassing the boys. You were giving them a hard time there.
I gave them a real hard time. And the good thing was I could also cross the ball. A lot of players, yes, they get to the end of the line and they can't cross the ball.
No final product.
No final.
Aaron
product.
Wan-Bissaka.
With me, 90% out of my crosses
Yeah.
found a player. Exact.
Accurate.
accurate.
So have you ever faced a
Just one
left
of
back
my-
and then they're like, hey, this guy's giving me a tough time? Have you ever had that after the game?
Ask Maxwell.
Maxwell?
He knows
Is
me
it?
very
What,
well. yeah.
what did he say after the game?
No, he actually came to me and gave me to exchange jerseys with me after that.
Is it? Because he was like,
He was
You
like,
made me
I
a-
don't know if Gilberto and them were talking or whatever before the game or whatever, but after the game, he actually came to me and changed jerseys.
Zach, there's my jersey.
Yeah.
And José, did you speak to him?
I
ever?
didn't get the opportunity of speaking to him, no.
Yeah.
But
But he
we were next week,
mentioned
just
you.
hello, how good, because we were at the
The big
post-match interviews
hectic,
after the
hectic.
game together. Yeah,
Hectic.
so
The future of Bryce Moon right now, when it comes to football, where would you like to be ideally when it comes to football in this country? Because I feel like you've come with a lot of good points that you've made today, and I feel like they've changed our thinking and yours surely on how you see football and how it should be played and implementing a new brand. How will you, as Bryce Sniggerlicious Moon, bring this in?
yeah, so I want to work with kids, and I think that's the only way I can get change in the country, in my town, in the world, is to start working with the kids, get back school football, get back development programs, get all those grassroots things right first. So yeah, I've got a sports psychology diploma. I did junior football coaching course in the IFA in Northern Ireland. So I've got what I need to start. I'm just busy doing my research, setting up, getting things, doing my homework, because I don't like to do something half. When I do something, I've got a complete plan for it. I've got my head stuck on it and I'm going for it. So definitely to get all those grassroots things going again, going to speak to people, to sponsors and stuff, to
Get
give
involved.
back again. Because when I was younger, we had Simba, we had Transnet, we had Coca-Cola, we had all these major sponsors sponsoring each year. So under 12 was Simba, under 14 was Transnet, under 17 was Coca-Cola. They sponsored the interprovincial tournament every year. So each province meets at the interprovincial tournament every year, and that's where they select their national team from.
IPTs.
Now, where are they selecting their national teams from? Their junior national teams.
question.
Where? So
Good
anyone
question.
in Maritzburg is not seen because we don't have a professional junior ranking here. Maritzburg United got relegated. They didn't have a junior team that was playing at a level where they can get the opportunity for their players to be scouted. So they're only choosing from your Sundowns, your Super Sports who have a bit of a development. They're watching there.
Yeah.
So the whole of our city got no exposure to it.
Diminished.
The whole of Durban, maybe a little bit Durban, they've got some exposure to try and gap in, but there's nothing. There's no fair opportunity for each youngster. You're trying to tell me there's no one in Maritzburg that can play under 17 national team, under 14 national team? It's impossible. No ways.
Because there's some gems that we're losing.
There's tons of gems that we're losing. They don't have the opportunity. It's not been put before them. So that's my goal. I've got a lot of friends as well, like you say, in football, which it'll make it a bit easier in the beginning to start off, because I'm a Zulu. I'm like, hey, you know what? I got my youngsters here. Let's arrange a friendly.
Yeah.
Take them to Joburg, play against Sundowns, play against all this, just to give them the opportunity.
That exposure.
Just that exposure and let them go.
Like if you have to get your boys from Panathinaikos, like
You
Roberto, and say,
understand?
listen,
I'm capable of doing
exactly.
that.
I'm
Pick up
starting
the
a school
phone.
of excellence. I want you guys. You're a formidable winger. Let's get involved. You handle the attacking side. I'm doing the defensive side. Bryce Moon School of Excellence, South Africa, 2035 World Cup.
100%. So
Yeah, the key thing is
That's definitely.
building that system for grassroots and then opportunities. Gotta give them
giving
the
them the
opportunities.
opportunities, you have to do it.
Yeah.
And they will do it for themselves. Give them the opportunity, they'll do it themselves. You'll take some of our players, even without the development, you put them there, they got natural ability.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
You understand? So
You need
now
to
if
get
they
this
grow,
running
how
though
much
now,
more-
Bryce.
We have to get it.
And right now in your career, where you at? What you busy with? What's keeping you occupied on day to day now that we've retired from football?
Well, firstly, I'm my own boss now.
That's
Nice.
nice.
So-
Your own manager.
I'm my own manager
Yeah.
now. Yeah. So I've got 2 companies. I've got
Nice.
BDM Decor and Design, which offers the complete turnkey product. So we do bedrooms, kitchens, home renovations, shop fitting, and minor construction as well. And then I've got KZN Boards as well. So that is a supplying material company. We supply materials so I supply myself and other carpenters that do built-in kitchen cupboards, bedroom cupboards. They buy their material at KZN Boards. We cut it up, we edge it for them, and they go and assemble it. So those are the 2 companies that I own at the moment. That's what I'm busy with. And I'm enjoying it. Semi-retirement feels really good.
Chatting to the wood like, hey, left wing, come on, bring the stuff, bring the
Yeah.
stuff. Sometimes it carries over into the workspace.
Got a whole formation there.
So I saw the other day quickly that you put a story up on Instagram with your brother, and you said Ryan Moon, first goal of the season, top scorer in the PSL 2024.
Yeah.
You
I
rating
believe
it?
it. I believe it. He can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he played at Chiefs. He played. It happens to him every season.
Yeah.
He plays half of what the favorite plays,
Yeah.
and he scores the same amount as goals.
yeah.
So you play 18 games, I play 9, but
The goals are the same,
The
cuz.
goals are the
But
same.
what's it gonna
so
take? What's it gonna take for him to get selected more often?
I just well, he's been selected more often, but he's not. I don't wanna. I don't even know how to put it because there's a lot of behind the scenes. What's the word I'm looking for?
Noise.
Like, besides noise, like agendas is the word I'm looking for. You know, these coaches, management, they got these agendas that, hey, you know what, I'm gonna choose who I wanna choose. I'll sort this way out. You know, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people that watching on TV don't know about.
So Bryce, I feel like that's the case in all PSL teams.
That it possibly is, and I feel like it's there. It's there. Like
Yeah.
y'all read about it in the paper. Hey, this one has to pay to play me.
Exactly.
I give you my agent is giving him a little bit more. His agent, his friend. That's why he's playing him. It's happening. It's normal. We can't run away from it. It is what it is, and we also as the coaches, they need to accept it.
Yeah.
That if you want to be a part of that clique, then accept being a clown.
Yeah.
Because you are one of them that are messing up the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
They are messing it up because you
messing
can
it up
see the
big time.
quality
You can see the
of
quality.
the football.
Yeah.
It's not up to scratch.
It's not. I watch TV sometimes and I'm like, bro, I think I need to come back here.
Yo.
It is bad.
If I put you
It's really
if I
bad,
put you in a Bafana shirt now, you think you'd manage there?
If I get a
Because I see you at the gym. You
I think
this
just
man-
once he's got
Yeah.
his breathing right,
if
he's
you
fine.
put me into
Still in
any
shape.
PSL team now,
Looks
Yeah.
like Roberto
unfit
Carlos.
as
here.
I am,
yeah.
I'll
walk in the team.
easily.
Easy.
And that's one of the reasons. That is actually the reason why I retired at 30. I didn't need to retire.
Shut, I'm 30.
I was still playing football at the highest level. I was doing well. I just finished playing Chan in Cape Town a year ago.
Yeah.
Before I retired, I played in Bafana team.
Yeah.
I didn't need to retire, but I was tired of the politics that come with it.
I'm telling you, that's a
It's
deterrent for lots of
a
players.
huge deterrent. And thankfully for me, God blessed me with a good career.
Yeah.
Where financially I could say to myself, you know what, I can retire.
Thank
a lot
you.
of players can't do that. They spend recklessly. They don't save enough. They don't. Thankfully, I was in a position where I could say, you know what,
Actually, I don't
I'm
need
done.
this.
I don't need
can't-
this shit.
You know, it's so frustrating where you come to training, you're doing your best, you're working hard. Your teammate playing in the same position as you comes to training drunk, and the coach knows about it.
And
but he's
selects
playing
him.
on the weekend.
Oh no. Man.
How do you feel that would be for you as a player?
Yeah.
It's happening all the time.
Yeah. That's a big
Well, it
issue.
shows in the actual game, bro. If Oza's
You
saying
can see it,
I'm
man.
hanging over, I'm drinking, it's evident.
Yeah.
The style of play, it's just, and the problem that I hate when I watch PSL games is that there's always one or two players that are brilliant. There's always one or two who are there because they have a passion for football. And I'm not saying that the others don't have a passion and they don't like football, but there's those one or two or three that you say, yo, this guy is hot. This man can play. And it just sometimes looks like their teammates let them down because you'll get a striker in the box screaming for the ball for half the game and he just doesn't get the service. There's no end product.
And
you know?
it's sad because the players can't talk about it. They stuck in the situation. I'm retired now.
They
I
got a
can tell the
contract.
world. I can tell anybody.
Yeah.
This shit is happening. And there's nothing you can do. It's happening and the people are doing it. So it's bad. It's really bad. The
So there's no
politics is there.
breathalyzer test and stuff like that.
Why must I take a breathalyzer when I can see you drunk? You know you drunk. I know you drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But you, my boy, just go and train, man. You know? So
Rough night last night. To
Yeah.
Hey, yo, let me go play.
it was crazy. Like with me, I even used to. It got to a point with me. I was, even you get to training, you're playing now. Normally before the game, they have the starting lineup against the second team or whatever, just to get a run to see how the coach is trying to select his 11. So he got his 11 that he thinks he's gonna start with. Then the rest of the team, they make another team. You're playing. Then he'll say, okay, you change with you, trying to find his team. And I'm buzzing, my man, in the reserve team, on the bench team, buzzing. And this man just don't see you. Everything you do, you're killing the team. Even the players can't believe why is this man not being playing. I used to say, well done to myself. I take him on, go down the line, cross the ball, and I'll shout, well done, nigga. Running back, the coach is here. I'll say, I don't need your well done.
Yeah.
I know I'm doing well. I'm here to do my job. I'm going to do it well. But I'm going to remind you that if you're missing something, I'm here. Maybe you can look and say, hey, ignore it. But when I'm running back down the line and saying, well done, nigga. I get to training sometimes before the game. Those are my favorites because that's what actually kept me going.
Yeah.
You get despondent. You want to give up.
I was just about to say.
But that's what kept me going is that the fact that I know I'm doing well. I know you know I'm doing well, but you've got your agendas. I get to training. Us langer man. Hey, I wish I could. All the left backs in training. We get to training. I pull my shorts up. Like I was telling you about Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
I tell him, I hope you had breakfast this morning. Because today you're going to shit. I'm coming for you. After one training session, I am finishing Langaman at training. Taking him on. Finishing him. Now across the ball they score. And now everybody's focused there. I'm running back down the line. I'm screaming. I told you, if you never had breakfast, don't come. Tell the coach. Now the coach eventually started laughing, bro.
Yeah.
Then the assistant coaches were laughing. Pizzo got angry.
Yeah.
He's like, this is shit. I said, no, coach, give him one more chance. Give him one more chance. Because I'm going to give it to him now again. Just give him a last chance. Maybe he'll got the ball again. Dribbled him, made him a clown. The coach actually told him, get in the changing room, go take a shower. He was tired now of us. And that's what kept me going, is saying, well done to myself.
Yeah.
The players used to laugh at me.
Well, now look.
So you were at Sundowns at the time?
I was at Sundowns.
That's what we must do. Just say well done to ourselves.
Hectic, my man. That's how I left Sundowns. I was at Sundowns. I had the best. I played the most games this season. I did everything. Then the following year, came back from preseason, everything. They give us letters to say, hey, listen, we're retrenching.
How?
Like 20, 15 players. So I look at this, I say, okay, no problem. I'm on the list of retrenchment players.
Jeez.
So I'm like, okay, let me go, what's their plan about this? Why are they doing this here now? So obviously, legally, you can't just retrench.
Yeah. It's like a job section, something.
Yes. So there's only 3 reasons you can actually retrench. Structural changes, financial difficulties, and some other stuff. So I wasn't worried about that. Nevertheless, I went into the office and I said, listen, guys, it was the president there at the time, the CEO, not the president, and all the managers and stuff. So they said, hey, Bryce, listen, this is what we're doing. We're retrenching. We're giving you guys, this is the packages we're giving you guys. I said, excuse me. Thank you very much. But firstly, please, can my boss fire me?
How?
Not y'all. Tell my boss to come here and fire me. So now this is Patrice Motsepe. You know.
Oh.
He's one of the hardest men to get to come to have a meeting with you. So I just said that, no disrespect to you guys, but I'd like my boss to come. They said, no problem, we'll report back to you. The following week, Patrice Motsepe came to Glorico. We get there, I go in, I put a piece of paper on the table for him with all my stats of the season, how I've done. And I said to him, Mr. Motsepe, you are retrenching me now. You had a look at that paper. 2 weeks ago, you were in Cape Town in the changing room with Jacob Zuma, congratulating me and thanking me for doing so well, representing Sundowns at Bafana level. Now, a few months later,
I'm retrenched.
Please just, I
Explain.
deserve an explanation.
The maths is not mathsing.
Yeah.
He says, Bryce, right now I can't give you an explanation, but give me a week, I'll come back to you. So he
Okay.
had to go and ask the coach because he couldn't give me an explanation.
He didn't know
He
why.
said, Bryce, I actually
So this is
don't
an
know why."
agenda.
Yes.
Big agenda.
Then he went.
then?
He obviously spoke to the coach. The coach didn't want me there at the time for whatever reasons he had. And then he came back to me. He said, Bryce, I'm sorry, but at the moment, I have to choose between you and my coach.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it has to be you because the coach is doing well. He's here. You've never heard it in history that they fired a coach because of one player. You understand what I'm saying? However, I will pay you every single cent I owe you. I thank you for what you've done for my club. I'll pay you every cent and I'll pay the tax for you on that. So you'll get that money net. And that's why today we have a relationship.
What a
You
good
see on
oak, man.
He's a brilliant man.
Yo.
When they play in Durban and everybody, I'll go into the changing room. We have chats. I SMS him.
Yeah.
That's one thing that you couldn't believe as a thing. If you SMS him, you think he'll take the time. He may reply 11 o'clock at night, wherever in the world he is, but he'll reply to your message.
Wow.
Sure.
He's a very good guy.
So with
Patrice
having
Motsepe.
that sort of a contact like Patrice Motsepe, that's the guy that you need to chat to about you starting this grassroots level.
Surely, Bryce.
Because that's the guy who can get behind this program.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean?
And even with my business, he's given me advice with my business, and he's a really good guy.
Wow.
He's a really good
It's always the case though. It's always the wealthiest of wealthiest guys who are the best.
Yeah.
And their managers who are absolute dicks.
Takes.
Yeah.
How can we make a difference though? I did say we need to go watch.
Well, we just said
Ryan
we had
play.
this chat before you came because you were very late today.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
7
Yeah.
minutes.
So
I said, yeah.
we were saying that the three of us should go
Yeah.
and watch Orion
Yes.
play, and we vlog and document it, and we make it a thing where we actually be there. I think the thing that's missing a lot, and I think it's for players as well, is the support, bro.
Yeah.
Like being a player, getting to the stadium, and you've got a crowd of 500.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the case.
Yeah,
you
we
know
can
what I mean?
sit here and complain about it, but
But we're
are
not
we
doing
gonna-
anything
are we gonna
about it
do
as well.
something?
Yeah,
You know
So
what I
we
mean?
need to be the change as well. We need to be the ones like your Golden Arrows are playing on Wednesday night. Moses Mabida. Who's picking up who? Because we need to be there.
Can they play in Moses Mabida though? Please, I would like that.
I don't think
they
they
should.
can. Isn't Moses is offline now?
They're playing in Umlazi or something. Where
No, well, I think, but for the Chiefs games, the bigger games,
The bigger games,
they
yeah.
do
Please,
use.
man.
So those are the games we need. We need to be the change that we want to see.
and
That's always the
Bafana,
point.
when are they playing? O's don't even know.
O's
don't even
But
know.
Ryan's in the squad. I saw his name
Well,
on
he
the
was
squad.
called up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
He was called
He's
up.
called up.
Let's
bro.
go.
He
Yeah,
was called
that's
up.
what I'm saying.
He wasn't the previous camp. He was called up as well. He wasn't allowed to be released because it wasn't a FIFA date.
Meaning?
So the local clubs are only obligated to release their players on international dates. So throughout the year, there's international dates where all the leagues stop for their players to go play their international games and come back. So if it's not a FIFA international calendar game, then they're not obliged to let him go. And it was in the beginning of the preseason for them.
Yeah.
So a lot of the owners say no.
You must stay.
What do you mean?
We
It's
look
for
at
your
it like
country.
that for your country, and that's another thing that we should know. It's your country. It's your country.
play.
You got no choice.
When your country calls,
Yeah.
they
When we
call.
call you, you got no choice.
Yeah.
But they believe we pay his salary, we own his rights, so we'll allow him to go when we.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you were, is my timeline right by saying 2010 World Cup you were there?
I was there. I was in the World Cup squad.
Yeah, he was. 2010, this man was there, I
was-
remember.
yeah, I was
Were you in the Tazo?
I was on the team.
He was.
But
He was.
I was in the 30-man squad.
Okay.
Not the 23. So I was in the 30-man squad. And a week before the World Cup,
They look on your arm.
myself, Benny, Rowan Fernandez.
Goalkeeper.
Yes,
I know him.
5 of us were dropped the week before.
Benny.
Wow.
Benny.
Benny McCarthy.
What was this? The colored guys, they were like, all the colored guys, please report to reception.
They said Benny was, I don't know if he was too overweight at the time or what, but he was scoring at the highest level, bro. They dropped Benny.
It's rubbish.
I don't think he was overweight because he was obviously called to the national team. You can't call me up.
Yeah.
If I'm overweight.
And that also was politics because I was playing Champions League at the time and I was dropped for local
How
players.
can they do that to you?
No, that
man?
is rubbish, eh?
How can they
No,
do
You were
that
playing
to you,
Champions
Bryce?
League and they put the guy from playing Kasi in front of you.
Come
Two of
on,
them.
bro.
Well, they chose Gatra and Anele. Anele also played.
Kaka was hot though.
Gatra was good.
Yeah.
Sibusiso.
Okay.
Anele Ngonga, he played in
Yeah,
Europe as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
He was also good. But
You were the starter, bruv.
Gatra and myself, I don't think we could have put ourselves, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet. But
Yeah. You were differently. I mean, I'm playing Champions League, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. You take it in your stride. and
But
you
surely,
carry
can
on,
you not
but-
contest a decision like that, bro? Because now,
How?
like, no, I mean,
What,
I
you're gonna call your mom
Bro,
and
listen.
let them complain?
Listen, shut up. I'm
and say,
playing
my
Champions
son Bryce
League.
is not playing in the South African Bafana
I'm
Bafana
playing
team.
Champions League, bro. Don't tell me this bra can play ahead of me. I'm not gonna allow.
Listen to this guy.
No, surely. Come on. What would you do if
It
you
would
were
be
playing?
nice if you could. It would be nice if you
Yes.
could actually, but
I would be like
don't waste your
Patrice
time.
Motsepe. They've left me out of the squad.
And you'd go, unlucky, bruv.
Ping, ping.
What do you want
I'd
me to
send like
do?
8 pings to the man.
What do you want me to
Yeah.
do?
Yes, sis, that is too
And
much.
what actually gave me that little bit of, because I was disappointed.
Yeah, surely.
Was the fact that I was getting dropped with Benny.
Yo.
So I was like, Benny, you on another level.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world,
They left the
Big
boys out.
players also get
Yeah.
dropped. You understand?
So
what
the
I'm saying?
two of
So-
you watched the World Cup, any games together?
I watched a lot of the games. I still wore my jersey. I supported
Moment.
my team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's another thing. We give too much credit to crap in South Africa. You score 2 goals in the PSL and you're the biggest player in the PSL. You call, bro, score 29 goals like Collins and Basuma a
There we
season.
go.
Bensuma.
That was
You
a
know he's
player,
from
bruh.
Zimbabwe.
Not Zimbabwe, he's from Zambia.
What?
Or Namibia or where?
No, Zambia.
Zambia. I thought he was South African, bro.
No.
Hectic.
29 goals.
Yo.
Now the highest goal scorer in the PSL is on 15. This is only the last 2 years since Thing came now.
So who's been-
Shalule left? Normally 12, 10.
So
That's the highest. That's
who's been the hottest player in the PSL over the last few seasons that you'd say?
Well, Shalule has been doing well from Sundowns. He's been scoring a lot of goals. He was player of the season and stuff like that. To be honest, I don't really watch much of the local football anymore.
You see.
You see, there's the problem.
See, no, what do you mean there's a problem?
But I'm saying
this is
it's
exactly why we don't watch.
Because you'd rather watch Desperate Housewives or something, bro. You're like, hey, it's on SABC3. I'm not gonna watch this. I'm just going two channels up.
Quality.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's the quality.
It's gone.
And it's actually so clear the times that it started. Before, like you say, the people used to watch South African football. Now that about 5 to 8 years ago, they started saying, I'm not watching anymore. It's starting to drop. I prefer watching English football or European football. And now they don't even talk about why you're not watching it. Our stadiums are empty. Our stadiums, if all the games are empty, you get maybe now and again your home ground. The stadium is fully good for, and full for them is 5,000.
Hey, we need
Only
to-
Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns can get a bit of a bigger crowd.
We need to fill it up, bro.
We need to get things.
But I mean, if the quality is not there, as we've had a whole debate about the quality. If it's not there, you're gonna fill it up, and then we're gonna be on our phones chatting on WhatsApp.
But
you
maybe,
know what I mean?
Maybe if we fill it up, they will pick up their game a little
I think
bit.
we need to speak more about it,
Yeah,
like you guys
and
are
chat
doing,
more
getting
about
these
it.
podcasts going. You definitely need
This
to
thing
speak
must trend
about
then,
it.
yeah.
It needs to be loud in the country's ears.
to be like, guys,
to
we
get
gotta be
Because
better.
football,
then-
it's
yes.
clear, bro.
Yeah.
Football back then, as a Bafana supporter,
Yeah.
is not the same now.
It's not.
There's no passion. I was bunking school, waking up in the morning, saying, hey, my stomach's sore, mum. Meanwhile, 9 o'clock in the morning, it's Spain versus Bafana.
I used to work in my schooling holidays as a kid. To just my father to buy me a Bafana jersey.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
Here we go.
Exactly.
It was
a
a thing.
jersey.
When last have you bought a? I had the white one. I
Never
had the
bought
yellow
one.
one. You know what I mean? I had all. I used to buy them. Make sure
That
you got your.
vintage one with the stripes.
You get what I'm
that's
saying?
a
That's
proper
the main one.
They're
That's
trying
a
to bring
proper
it
one.
back now. I see.
But we must have the style of play if
Yes.
you're gonna bring it back.
Yeah,
Not going home in
please,
the
man.
group stage, bro. Please.
But really, you guys can make a big difference and get it out there, trending, talking
Yeah.
about these
Yeah,
different things.
we need the change
You
because
really need to get
because
it out
you
there.
know, I know we've got the potential as a
got the
nation. We've
potential,
got everything
definitely.
we need to be at the peak of football. When you look at these European clubs, they look at Africa for scouting. This is the most scouted. They were talking about the other day when managers want players, they scout in Africa. Bro, we have players and we have a pedigree of players that we've had for years and years and years, and now we're just under the rug. We need to get that rug
And
off.
Banyana are showing the men up now.
They are.
They say,
Banana are saying, how's it? We here.
Exactly.
They must play each other. Banana versus Bafana. I want to see that. Imagine the boys lose though.
I don't think.
No, that's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen,
physically.
yeah.
Physically.
Yeah.
But now, if the right back's
Bro,
coming
I
back a
reckon
bit drunk
with
from
all,
the night.
with all due respect, I think even maybe an under 17 or an under 19
Yeah.
boys team.
Yeah,
could
that
give
rock.
Banyana
That's what happened to the US women's team.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
played against an under 17 boys team and they caught it like 15-1.
Yeah.
But it's a
Own
different,
goal.
it's a different game.
Yeah.
No, it's different.
I mean, I found some of the World Cup ladies games a little bit more entertaining than boys football.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
those were shooting from anywhere and keepers were fumbling.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And you're like, oh, goal!
But remember when
how?
we were watching the final, England and Spain, and Dane's like, this thing can't go over 90 minutes because these girls don't have the capacity.
Fine line.
Dane was saying, I was
Fine
not me,
line.
I'm quoting, bro. I'm not saying anything. He's like, they better blow the whistle off the 90 because the engines are packing up here now.
Yeah, no.
But
Yo,
man, yeah.
But let's be the change. Let's make the change.
Definitely.
And we're glad that you took the time out to come sit on our podcast and give us some insights on everything.
No, thanks for having me,
And
guys.
thanks,
and
we
really
feel like
thanks
the-
for what you're doing. Keep
Thank you.
going.
Thank you.
And you can change a lot of lives, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, don't take lightly what you're doing.
Thank you.
I say.
Thank you.
There's a lot of people that get to see what you're doing,
Yeah.
and a lot of people listening. Our goal now is just to get it to more and more people,
That's
so
it.
that we can get
That's
them
it.
awake.
I can't wait to bring my son to the Moon Academy. Okay.
Yo, the
When
Moon
he
Academy.
can walk.
And then we send him to Saudi.
And then-
Retirement
then he's
policy
going
done and
straight,
dusted.
yeah. But yeah, thanks a lot, Bryce.
Yeah,
man. I
Bryce
can't
Moon,
wait to
thanks
see
so
what
much.
you do with the youngsters. Grassroots level, critical. So yeah, man.
Mr.
I'm
Motsepe,
excited.
check your phone after this. We're going to
please,
send
we're
you a
sending you
selfie.
an SMS.
Selfie.
Cool, man.
Cheers, bro.
Like
Laka.
Shot. Thank you.
Clean.
Steve Madden.
One time for the misfits. Through the doors open on the highway, I promise you don't want to miss this.